Hi everybody, Honest John here. I probably heard about the coronavirus outbreak in China sometime in December or February. I remember hearing about a new virus there, and that the city of Wuhan, 7 million people were under lockdown. But it was happening over in China. Didn't have anything to do with me. Later on I heard about an outbreak in nursing homes in Washington State. I heard about outbreaks on cruise ships and them looking to dock and not being allowed to, and special procedures being set up to get the people off the boats. But I still wasn't taking this thing seriously. Nobody was. I didn't realize that this was going to be something that would change my life and the whole world and kill millions of people worldwide, including 560,000 Americans and counting. I didn't have a mask. I was traveling the country doing shows, sitting on crowded airplanes, hanging out in crowded airports, and hanging out in clubs and shaking hands and taking pictures with people and not realizing what the danger was. Just before the lockdown, I flew up to Alaska to do a couple of shows there. And so I was on the way to Alaska and on the way back, we stopped in Seattle. And Washington State was where the outbreak was really beginning to happen. And I had no idea what the danger was. But there were all, even though I didn't go into Seattle, there were all kinds of people from Washington State in the airport with me, probably flying on the plane with me. So the fact that I didn't catch the coronavirus back before we even knew what was going on was just simply dumb luck. And I'm 71 years old. If it had killed me, if I had caught it, it probably would have killed me. So looking back, I just realized I'm lucky to be alive today. And I had a couple of gigs canceled after the lockdown, and if they hadn't been canceled, I would have gone, and I would have flew on an airplane and hung out in the club and all that. But the gigs got canceled, and that probably saved my life. Even then, even after the lockdown, it was a few weeks before I started wearing a mask, because the instructions from the CDC weren't clear about that. And even then, when I wanted to wear a mask, it was hard to find one. All the stores were sold out. So it took a while for me to get a mask. So just the fact that I'm alive today is a product of dumb luck. And so then, as I learned about the disease, I became a lot more careful. You know, I really respected the lockdown, only went out when I absolutely had to, and finally got a mask and wore it everywhere I went. But I would also see all these people claiming it was a hoax, refusing to wear masks, gathering in big crowds, usually at Trump rallies. And I would see them talking about how wearing a mask infringed upon their rights. And I was like, that's just stupid. So now these same people are refusing to be vaccinated. Now, I'm fully vaccinated, but with the new variants and cases spiking in some places in the country, I'm not about to let down my guard. I have done a couple of live shows, and I have one scheduled a couple of weeks from now, but I'm very careful. I wear my mask, and I limit my interaction with the other people there. And that is something that makes me a little bit sad, because I like hanging out with the crowd after the show and signing autographs, taking pictures, you know, getting hugs from pretty ladies, you know. And I like hanging out with the comics who have become my friends over the years, you know. But I'm not going to be doing that for a while. I'll do the show, get my money, go home. Because I can't afford to increase my risk right now. But those same people that were refusing to wear a mask and refusing to stay home and are now refusing to get vaccinated. And it's their right. But we can't force them to get vaccinated, but they can't force us to accommodate to them. So, refusing to get vaccinated, I guess to them that's a kind of expression of loyalty to Donald Trump, even though Trump was secretly vaccinated before he left the White House. So I have no patience with that kind of stupidity. These morons are jeopardizing everybody else's return to normal. So even though we can't force them to get vaccinated, we can prevent them from endangering us and others. Unvaccinated people should not be allowed to get on a plane, a train, a bus, or be allowed to enter a bar or a restaurant, or go to a ballpark or an arena, or any other place where crowds can gather. Including crowded work environments. If they aren't going to get vaccinated, if they aren't going to wear a mask, they can stay home. These people aren't worried about my right to live. Why should I be worried about their right to do anything? Let them sit at home, and that way the rest of us won't have to. Thanks for listening.